Hello everybody, it's me, petethewrist. I'm back. I've been back in the angler now for 3 years, and I've decided to give the old White Horse a try. I got there yesterday. I started to take off on my own, but at this point now some kind gentleman come over and offered to help me. So as I've in the last 3 years, every flight I've had I've been launching myself basically. I thought I'd have a quick check. I haven't done one of those for a long time. But as always, I don't like messing about. When I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. I'm either on the front and gone, or put my glider back down and wait until I feel like I'm ready to go. Spit on the gloves, I decided to wear gloves. I think it's just as well I did. It was, I wouldn't say it was a strong wind, but it was lumpy. But smooth though. After what I'm used to flying on the sand dunes, out of wind sights, just was smooth. And I mean smooth, it was fantastic. There's the horse below me. I was up and away in no time at all, no effort at all. I'd been a bit worried about if I landed at the bottom with my heart and my health. It would have been hard work for me to walk back up. But kindly, some guy offered to have me keys, and if I went down, he was going to come and pick me up. Fair play. Now, I got, as I say, the air was smooth. I got on the side of me helmet, I got a small Fairhaven Vario, only 70 odd pound to buy. It just fits on the strap of me helmet. I thought having it right next to me ear was going to drive me potty all on one sided. There could be a lopsided sound. But I was amazed. In actual fact, it was bleep, 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 dub, dub, dub. But it was as if the sound was coming all from all around my head. You'd never have guessed it was just on the side of your helmet. It was fantastic, really. Just the right amount of sound. And it worked a treat. Going down this ridge here now, whenever I used to go down there before, you always had to keep looking back. So you was losing or gaining height. With a little Vario, it was telling you what you was doing. You just flew along there, magic. Yeah, I had some fun with a little Vario. Looks like I got the sight to myself, but in actual fact, when I first took off, there were other paragliders up. There was about 4 gliders there that day. Smooth air, isn't it ever? When I say smooth, there was movement in it, but you know, nothing drastic. But when I say nothing drastic, for the paragliders you were, so all the guys were telling me they were a little bit concerned, and a couple of chaps after, when I landed, a couple of chaps were taking off. You can see there a couple of times we've got a couple of little blobs of thermal coming through, and you've got a little bit of extra height every now and then. But yeah, these chaps were Kevin Winters was one of the guys. He said about the air, the gusts, and that they can't handle them the same as a glider can. But fair play, they all had a good flying day. There was quite a few in there with me now. The cameras, sorry to say, I put really good Duracell batteries in, and the camera only lasted for 29 minutes. So when I got home, I went to check all the video. I was a bit gutted, really. But this first 20 minutes or so was like nothing great. About an hour after this, it got really good. I hit one turn, I couldn't circle around, I just seemed to get blown over the back, and every time I was over the back, it was hard work to get forward again. I found one turn when I started going with it a little bit, and the guy that was on a rigid top performance glider went into it and went quite high with it. But 10 minutes later, he was over the back, and I'm watching him, and I've done a couple of turns, and I straightened out along the ridge again. I thought, God alive, there he is, how did he get there? And he was there like a bullet. So for me to struggle, for him it was no trouble. It's a great ridge, the White Horse. Always liked flying it, but the last years in my hang gliding, I actually never went to the Westbury White Horse. As they say, it's 26 years since I flew there, because I started flying over Wales all the time. And then after that I had my heart attack and I got into proper gliding. So this flight is the first one, other than about a year ago I had a quick leap. And 26 mile an hour winds, not in the air for too long, I'll tell you. But it's a good sight. Mirror signal manoeuvre. Even though there ain't many of us in the air, I still like to do plenty of looking round. That's my glider training coming out, I suppose. If you were in a glider having a check flight with an instructor, which you have to have every year, if you had a lack of looking around all the time, whether you were, you know, you're 9 times out of 10 you're the only ones in the air, you'd stop your flying. You'd make you have another jet flight. That's money out your pocket. There's only two things to fear with flying as far as I'm concerned. That's structural failure and having bumps with other people. Structural failure shouldn't be a problem if you look after your kit. And if you look what you're doing, bumping into other people shouldn't be a problem either. When I was taking off, I was making me mind up whether to wear gloves, and the chap said to me, I would if I was you, he said. I'm glad I did. And all the time I was out there, the heat looking's over an hour and a half, I didn't feel at all cold. When I went into land, I come in, and how I managed to land I don't know, because after I actually landed, crashed, my wrists were just frozen solid, I couldn't move them. Not with the cold, but I actually broke them many years ago, and I've never had them play out like that at all. But I just couldn't move them, I couldn't even undo the carabiner. So let's be careful in future, old age. Catching up with us, I suppose. But trouble is, the minute you can't do things like this, what's the point of living? So I should fly right into my old age. There's the horse. Da-da-da-da. It seems like I should be giving out the weather forecast on the telly. See it every night on the telly. There he is. It's in a lot better condition now than when I used to fly there years ago. He actually had a work party there at one time, climbing down with buckets and ropes and renewing it. That old mate that used to live down here, Keith the wife, I often wonder where he is now. He used to love this site. Down where he used to work, shift work, and he only lived up the road. He's probably get down there all the time. Whereas I'm lucky now, I'm retired. Hopefully I can get there whenever I want. Yeah, when I was flying, I kept giving me legs a wiggle every now and then, because in the past I've had long flights many years ago, and one time I landed on top of the Pandy, on top of the North Ridge, desperate for a piss. Gonna have a quick pee and take off again. When I landed, my legs just collapsed. I couldn't stand up, so I lay down and have a pee. Never heard nothing like it. But that's why I stretch my legs now when I'm flying every now and then. The other thing I realised, I thought this was easy, smooth flying. When I say smooth, it was smooth, it was still air movement. But the other thing I realised how much I was moving my arms. And that's why when I come down I was totally knackered. As I spun round to land near the front, I got so much turbulence I wasn't expecting that I had a hell of a job to fight it where I was so tired. When I landed, the guy said, "You're probably cold," he said. I said, "No, I felt great." So I got him to undo my carabiner for me, and then I started struggling with the glider and got it down, and he put it down for me. 10 minutes later I started feeling cold, and I mean cold. I was freezing right away through to the middle of my body. So I think it was colder than I warranted for. But as I say, it was great to be back there flying a horse again. There you are, give me legs a shake. I did that quite a bit. I never forget the day I couldn't stand up when I landed. This glider is an old glider. If you want to do things, you know, don't fly old gliders. But if you want simplicity and lightweight, which is what I need now, because I'm not the fittest of people anymore, especially with my lungs, then this Gypsy is the perfect glider for me. Sorry to say the camera only lasted 29 minutes. Well, it actually lasted more than 29 minutes because I was 10, 12, 15 minutes getting ready for takeoff, so the camera was on all the time. Yeah, sure, great to be back up at that horse. Yeah, terrible landing. So I will sign out. Hope you all enjoyed that. Cheers, hope for now.